Hello, I'm Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today I'm going to be going to the end, because you might guess from the title, but I'm placing a lot of glass today. And not just like 3 stacks of glass, not just an entire inventory full of glass, tens of thousands of blocks of glass will be placed, because I have this giant end project where I'm covering the end in glass. You've probably seen something about it in some previous video, but just in case this is your first one, basically my goal is to cover my entire main end island, so this one right here, in glass, and to mostly destroy the rest, or turn them into like a ring of Saturn, something like that, make it look a bit planetary. And now we've covered the entire top of the end, we have to move on to the sides, which is actually harder than it sounds, significantly harder than it sounds actually, because we need to take each and every side and we need to work on them. So today we're going to be doing kind of like a almost podcast and chill style Toycat thing, where we're going to be working on each of the sides and trying to place on the longest one of each. It's going to be kind of tricky, especially if we make mistakes, but again, you know, what is life if you don't make mistakes? And the answer is, I guess, better than normal, but yeah, let's do this. So, what are you playing on, says? And as always, if you're curious, all of the Bedrock videos on my Let's Play world, which is what this is, it's a world you've seen a lot of videos, are usually recorded on Xbox. I have a PC copy I use for various, you know, weird texture packs, mods, etc. But this is the version that I actually play on a daily and sometimes more than daily basis. Also, you can see there's this really annoying thing where, like, the block down there I can't place. So if I try and fall down, I could probably, okay, look at this. This is a bad idea, but I could try and fall down. There we go, perfect. So if something's just out of reach, but it's below you, you can fall down onto the block. Really bad idea when the void is just below you, but it is something that does just about work. Imagine falling in the void, says Kaylin. If I fall in the void today, not only do I lose all of this glass, I lose all my enchanted stuff, my mending elytra, and, you know, enchanted diamond armor. So, needless to say, my goal is to not do that, just so we're on the same page. Would be nice if that was the case. And yeah, the reason we're doing it is to get rid of all of the ends. Anyway, so today, I'm back from America, as I have previously clarified, and it's kind of cool, honestly, because every time I come back, I bring, like, some form of snacks with me, because I love a lot of things about America, and the food is obviously one of the best things. A fact a lot of people maybe aren't familiar with is that America has the cheapest food in relation to its income at the very least. Like, as a proportion of its income, America has the very cheapest food in the world. Again, there's a lot of, like, asterisks on, like, what exactly you count on that. But this is, you know, like, food costs are very cheap in a lot of different ways. And also, and this means, like, using a lot of it is basically, okay, we did it that time too. A little bit almost under, but we're fine. But it means that there's a lot of, like, really cool stuff that you just wouldn't see elsewhere, because it'd be, like, seen as almost wasteful. But in America, it's just all good. So I've eaten some absurd things this past week. I went to a buffet where they had, like, steak. Like, I think it was, I don't know how to clarify what type of steak. I think it was called New York strip. It was amazing steak, just all you could eat. Why not? And yeah, I had a really great time. So how did you fly to America, says Tyler Gaming? In an airplane. But no, I flew with Delta. I know, I really find airlines interesting. I know a lot of people don't, so I'm going to try. This is really, really absurdly kind of dangerous. Also, you sound weird. What happened? I think my voice just hasn't fully recovered from, I don't know, like, when you like, yell a lot. I don't know. Not that I yelled a huge amount, but, like, my voice just dies a little bit every time I fly. And I think it's something to do with, like, you know, feeling dead equals dead voice. There's something like that. My voice isn't all the way there, but I hope you can appreciate it regardless. But, yeah, America's some of the cheapest food costs, and it's kind of amazing, just the absurd things that come from that. So, like, I just wanted to tell a few stories, because a lot of people, you know, coming here because they saw the video where I referenced, like, oh yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So, again, in Vegas, like, all-you-could-eat steak, for instance, was like, that's absurd, but it's a real thing. For instance, to give another example, I went to one of the, I think it's famous outside the US. I know I'm sure it's not amazing on a culinary sense, but I went to the Cheesecake Factory because my friend's girlfriend recommended it, and the fact that they can give you, like, it's literally a 1,800 calorie portion. It's a plate that's like this big, just filled with any type of food. It's just absurd. And then there's, like, cheesecakes there that are literally a day's worth of calories in. Okay, we nailed it. In one thing. It's just a little bit bizarre. Also, I'm going to fall off eventually if I keep doing this, so I will stop, but it's just annoying having to come back later and fix it, so maybe we should work something out there. So, Endermen cannot pick up glass, so we're safe on that one. And also, the more glass we place, the safer we get. But because they're spawning on all these islands, I think I want to go down there first, maybe as one of my defense mechanisms against them. So let's go ahead and let's do that now. After we want to make sure every last block is covered. If there's an end stone that doesn't have a glass on one of the sides, that's me considering it a little bit of a failure. So in case you're curious on what we're doing there. So I'm kind of dying and one of these Endermen wants to kill me, so I'm going to be very careful about which one it is. And then we're going to start placing the glass down here. because we want to do that too. So, what is the point of doing this? Is eggs and beans? Honestly, I know a lot of Minecraft projects you can ask, like, what's the point in doing it? And in this case, it seems like an over-the-top one, but it's just something that I figured, like, you know, this would be a fun, big project to do. Like, I wanted to place a lot of something, and I feel like glass in the end was just you know, it's almost like, imagine, like, one wheel was, like, you know, random block, one wheel is, like, where to place it. In my head, it was almost like that, but it's like, you know, this would be a fun thing. Maybe not in the process. There's a lot of painful moments, but when it's done, I like the idea of having something where people are like, why and how did you do that? That's one of my favorite feelings to have produced in someone, at least right now. So that's what we're trying to do with this video. Gonna be a lot of fun. So, someone said, dude, I'm gonna start screaming. Well, I mean, I know on the internet, like, screaming just means, like, that's an excited thing. But in my head, every time I hear someone say, like, I'm gonna literally scream, it's like, whoa, has there been a murder or something? What's the scoop on that? Maybe I'm the crazy one. So, yeah, this would look a lot better with smooth glass, says Chloe Booth. Oh, the good news, though, is that they're fixing glass, or they're making it look a bit better in the new texture update. So this will change. It will look a lot better, and that's something I'm excited for. But for now, even with regular glass, it still looks good, right? Like, it doesn't look bad. It just looks not as good as it could be, which is something I'm excited about. But yeah, America, cheapest food, so many amazing things. Like, again, like, there's you know, like, just everything about food in America is always something I've been like, whoa, you know. And honestly, it's usually not even for a particularly amazing reason. Like, it's stuff like, I did the comparison between an American Fanta and a British Fanta in terms of calories. It's literally more than double. I don't know how that's possible. Like, how is there more than double the sugar in there? But my god, you can taste it. And as someone who, like, has a sweet tooth, it's amazing. You're gonna fall, so you're definitely gonna fall, put stuff in your chest. If I have my Electron, though, it lowers my odds of falling and dying. So, you know, we gotta work around that. It's like having life insurance, or the opposite of life insurance. You know, actually, I'm not a big fan of life insurance as a whole, but but that's a subject for a whole different video. So, yeah, I died a little bit because I went to America. It was super fun, though. I also, you know, I have the whole Vegas story where a lot of people are like, hey, you know, this is bad, you're recommending gambling. So I want to be very clear on this because I've said this before on my channel. So I won a lot of money in Vegas. Although most, like, by a lot, I mean I turned 20 into 600. I know for some people, it's weird. And, by the way, remember that one time Toycat was a communist, says Jigfee. It's weird because after that one video went viral, that's how so many people know me. So it's like, there's so many things of just like, hey Toycat, when are you going to do that again or that differently? And the answer to that is definitely doing something like that in the future. Don't worry. Will happen. Got a lot of fun, like it ideas. But I think the idea of history plus Minecraft is something I want to work around more with because it's just been a lot of fun. Like, you know, it's fun making the jokes, it's fun making the videos, so expect to see more, don't you worry. But, yeah, so I want to be very clear here that, one, it's interesting how, because again, America is one of the richest per capita countries in the world, like how different something like 600 can be. Some people are literally like, 600, yep, nothing to sneeze at there. That's like, you know, that's not even insert one of thing you want here. And for some people, 600 is like, pop in, killing it, etc. I've always found that interesting by itself. You know, like, is $5 a lot? Is $5 not a lot? You know, that's, you know, part of that comes from your own individual perception. Like, you know, in the UK, is £5 a lot? Is a hard question. But I think on the upper end, it goes much higher to like, you get to the level where everyone agrees it's a lot. Like, you know, I personally think $5, anything, is a lot of anything. Like, you know, that's enough to buy a fast food meal. But I guess it really comes down to, like, what your tastes are. Because, honestly, money, for most people, the thing that makes it best is, like, the ability to buy happiness. By the way, big thank you for the $5 super chat. You see why I referenced $5. Was that a lot? Was that a not? Who knows for sure? You see the confusion there. But, yeah, basically, the whole point, the whole confusion, I guess I could say, is on like, what, you know, because money is a tool to buy happiness. People say money can't buy happiness, and what they really mean is money can't fix all problems, you know? Like, what money does is it fixes problems, and those fixed problems allow you to focus on problems that can't be fixed with money, you know? Like that, even if you are a trillionaire, you could still get sad. In fact, I would argue most people would be sadder as trillionaires than they would, or billionaires, than they would by themselves right now, because it is, you know, at a certain level of money, it starts to add more problems to your deal, which you probably aren't familiar with. And yeah, my point with all of that was just going to be like, you know, no one is really quite sure what the whole thing does. But yeah, because of that, I think the way people value money depends on, like, what thing they require for their next, like, happiness thing in their moment. Like, you know, are you dreaming for a holiday? Then the amount for a holiday would be great. If you're hungry, honestly, at all times, because I'm just addicted to food. I'll just say that right now. At all times, it'd be like, you know, if you give me $5, I'm gonna head straight to, I don't know, like, the Subway wraps are a pretty good use of $5, right? Or it's £5, but let's just simplify. You know, like £5 is, I think the small, I think just the small hamburger, Five Guys. I think that's £4.75. It's like, man, that's good. You can get like a milkshake. You can get like an ice cream with 2 scoops. There's a lot of things you can get at that level, and I think it's kind of interesting that like everyone has their own definition of what a lot is and what nice is, because I mean everyone has their own experiences. But in America, it varies the most, as far as I can tell. I literally, I mentioned once I had a girlfriend in America. That's the second and third time I went there was partly to do with that. And one of the interesting things about this was her family earned, I think it was like, just her dad. She was like, oh yeah, he earns like $160,000 a year. We just about get by. And that was the comment where I was like, everyone has their own interesting definition on what a lot is and what getting by means and what all these different things are. And I've never seen it as big as I've seen it in America of a gap, you know. Like, there's a funny comment though that like, you know, oh, by the way, when will you make a new world? And I am going to start streaming Red Dead Redemption 2. Any advice also? I love your random streams, says Faithful TV. So my real pro tip, so 1 is probably stream the multiplayer because it has more longevity. 2, thank you for the super chat. And 3, when it comes to streaming, I think you've got to really have this hard mix of finding something interesting to do on a gameplay level so that people will like it because it's the game, and finding something that's interesting on a personality level. Like, give people a reason to keep watching you if they do watch a video, but also give people a reason to find you. That's the challenge that any streamer or internet has. Also, Blake101 says, I literally have £10 left in my bank. You know, I've learned from the freest ones that these are all joke comments. So thank you very much, Blake101. They are still amusing me. And also, Dylan, thank you for the £2 super chat. Didn't put a message, says Dylan. Oh, he's a sponsor, and he's deliberately not put a message, because that's, and that's what I'm assuming he's saying, because sometimes I get really confused by the messages, by the ones about messages attached, like, is there a reason for this? Did they just want to see their name? They not have something to say? Did they not realize you could type messages? It's like a whole thing you can go through, mentally. But, I literally have $10 my name, Lamau. Yeah, right, that's my point, like, I've been in situations where, you know, 100 or like even 10 would have saved me, because like as soon as in my YouTube career, like 5 years ago, I don't remember when I was living with Alice and sharing an apartment with my brother. Like, you know, there was a point where I was like, I've hit 0 now, so I kind of have to not buy food for 4 days. So I tried to live on, like, you know, the stuff that was already there. Like, I always have like a bulk supply of rice, because rice is absurdly cheap. And it's like, you know, even like, that was a situation where like, oh yeah, it's literally gone to basically nothing. To like now where it's like, you know, it's the amount where like you'd have to really shock and change my life would probably be more than 10 or whatever else. I don't know what it would be, but it's an interesting transition you see with everyone really. I think as you age, that number gets more, that number changes. But yeah, my point with all of this, it was just a tangent because of Vegas. Have you played the Red Dead 2 Online yet? I don't think it's as good as the story. Yeah, I haven't played the Red Dead 2 Online. I don't have an interest in that game. I'm sure it's for someone. It's just not for me. Everyone who plays it is like, yeah, it sucks for the first several hours. And it's like, why do you play it? Hey, IBX, what feature do you most want in an update? I assume they ran out of characters. So, also, thank you very much, Spooky Wolf, for the 30 super chat. But to answer your question, Cade Moon Moore, honestly, the feature I would most like to see in Minecraft, besides ones that are currently right now. Also, I've got to put the message, hello, hi, Toy Cat. Hello, oh, we forgot to put the message in, and now he's thrown a second one. I'll take it, I'm down. But, rice is nice with spices, Carl Charles. Rice with just soy sauce blows my mind away every time I have it. Like, you can make me a gourmet chicken pot pie, which I had recently, and it's not as good as just rice with soy sauce. Anyway, to answer the question, because I want to answer it, well, I mean, I got halfway through, I just kind of got lost. To answer the question, the feature I'd like most is, I know sometimes there's so many different thoughts on this because I think like, you know what, New Combat, just because I want to see people be upset with it, like there's a part of me that enjoys when people are upset over petty things, like yeah, your opinion's wrong, you should be upset. It's a bad part of my brain, I'll admit that right there. So like seeing New Combat where it's like, oh, I hate this, I want to go back to the old one. I just, you know, I don't know why. It shouldn't be like that, you know. You should be compassionate and not care about things, but that's fine. But yeah, so also, do you think a new Xbox will come this next year? Says Gage Bumper. Hey, G Bamber! Gage Bamber, not G Bumper. It's been a while. It's been a while, man. But to answer your question, I think a new Xbox, I think a new PlayStation is almost guaranteed next year. I think new Xbox is less likely. The Xbox One is a really hard, like, they've really invested a lot in Xbox One, so to leave it behind now doesn't seem smart. I think it could be 2020, but I think they want to delay that as long as they can. And what was the Xbox One? 2013? To me, you know, I think they'd try and push an extra year if they could. But, you know, they could surprise us all at any time. Because right now we just have a lot of industry insights. Also, your videos are the best. Keep it up, says James Productions. Thank you very much, James Productions. Do appreciate it. Glad you like the videos and Snash all the streams. And especially when we're placing glass. Really important. So also, there's the super chat that I missed, but I didn't miss it, so we're all good. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about, because I was just trying to go on a Vegas tangent. So I did really well in Vegas, and my friend didn't. Like, he lost a little bit, like not as much as I won. Like between us, we were up. It paid for the hotel, it paid for the flights, paid for a few things, like this San Francisco T-shirt I bought in San Francisco, because I don't know. It seemed like the exact opposite of a thing I would buy, and I was like, you know, that's enough reason for me to buy it. But yeah, so I did really well. And a lot of people are like, well, because you're posting this publicly on Twitter, that's like encouraging gambling. And it's like, I mean, I think most people are smart enough to realize. And if you're not, here's a pro tip in gambling right there. That you are statistically losing on every bet you make. It's just every now and then you come out ahead. And I kind of like knowing that, like, you know, there are the success stories out there. It's just always important to remember that, like, you know, you can only ever win money if you are willing to lose money. So never try to lose money. Never try to win money without being willing to lose it. Is the point. Because, you know, gambling is just going in. Every time you do a 50-50 bet with 48 odds or whatever, like if you put $100 down, statistically, your average outcome is 48. It's just sometimes it's 100 and a lot more of the times it's 0, for instance, on that one. And yeah, I don't know, like, it's interesting to see good luck in money form. Because it's one of the few examples where, like, you can turn luck directly into money, right? Like, that's why it's so popular in certain Asian circles. Because in the rest of life, luck is always one of the factor. It's never the entire factor. Like, you'll get lucky if you're big on YouTube, but you don't, you know, like, to actually be good, you need to have, you know, like, a personality and this and that. And, you know, to actually go well on YouTube, you need a lot of things. Whereas in gambling, it's just pure luck-based stuff. Which is why you gotta appreciate the luck is not a thing that exists. Also, let's go for the super chats. I think I missed a few. So, sorry to you missed Diamond. Hi Dylan, Chloe Booth. Thank you for the super chat. I totally did miss Diamond. You're right. Question mark. And then we got another super chat which came in from Jigp1 who says, Toycat is the Minecraft version of Review Brah, which is the most confusing super chat I've ever received. Thank you Inferno Gaming for the $1. It's just a crazy super chat train today. I'm excited. See this? This is a form of, like, good luck, but it's not good luck. It's people deciding to super chat and support the stream. Also, Project Cloud, xCloud looks cool. Xbox on my phone. Yeah, I think they need to do stuff like that. They need to appreciate that console needs to go through a whole thing. Also, you once mentioned you talked to Exuma and he didn't seem like he liked you. Could you elaborate on the story? Also, love videos. I try not to talk about that. Like, again, on YouTube, if I say something, someone's going to be like, I'm going to share this story and I'm just going to take the worst part and tell someone. Like, everything on drama because someone shared my last video and said to, you know, one of the community managers, like, Toycat just hugely ranted against you. And just because they had something against me. So someone's going to do that, and the same thing with Sasuma. But in case you're curious, the story, once, I don't know who it was, but, like, I think it was, like, Aubrey Norris or someone was like, hey, would love to see the two of you collab on a video. So you know, like, he sends me and I think he says, like, oh yeah, hit me up with an email. So I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this. You know, that'd be kind of cool. Where, like, you know, I'm a slightly larger channel, so I figured it'd be kind of a fun opportunity to collab because we have similar styles or whatever. And then he's like, oh sorry, actually, you know, I looked at your channel doesn't really seem like, you know, it's a good fit. And it's like, so you wanted to seem publicly like you were, you know, doing a thing and then not, and then never messaged again since. So, you know, that's just my experience. Like, I'm sure he's a great guy. We have a similar taste in games, similar taste in what we do in Minecraft. But I'm sure there's just something about me that rubs him the wrong way. And, that, you know, that's a fine thing you accept with people, right? That's what you got to deal with. Also, the glass really does look ugly when you see it on a weird gradient like this. I'll definitely agree with you, Ace Epic. Also, Mr. Super Chat, notice me Senpai. Oh, and Chloe Booth as well. Here you go, Senpai. Wait, I'm Senpai. Senpai has noticed you, Dylan. DeHillen. Is it Dylan? It feels like it's DeHillen, but I know that's not a real name that anyone actually has. So, you have been noticed by the gods of noticing. Ooh, so yeah, as you can see, by the way, we've covered this entire top of glass already. It's just the rest we've got to start covering. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. So what should the next couple of updates be about? I mean, I could say now, but the only update that I will fight for I would fight for is probably cave update. I really do think mining in Minecraft needs a boost. A lot of people have taken my mining as useless video out of context, so I need to go through and, you know, update my opinions on that one, the whole thing. But yeah, mining in Minecraft just isn't as useful as it needs to be, in my opinion. So I'd love to see them make it as useful as it needs to be, in my opinion, of course. This is a really hard block. Like, my sensitivity is just slightly too high for this. Okay, there we go. We're good. So now I need to get down there, but I can't do that from here, so we just won't. There we go. Nice and easy. So yeah, the sides at the end are much, much harder to place there, as it turns out. So, oh, we're kind of trapped here. So let's fly. Yeah, okay, we're golden. Again, I want to cover everything that's, like, spawnable with glass, just so we don't have Enderman accidentally looking at me. It's going to be terrible. The only important question, how will you be able to fight the Ender Dragon after covering the end in glass? I guess I just won't, is my easy answer. Or I could just repair the glass afterwards, because he won't break all of it. He might break a lot of it, but he can't break it all, is my hope. We'll do a test run after we've placed all the glass. Like, we'll see how much he actually breaks each time. Because I'd be willing to bet it's not actually too much. So, yeah, also, as far as will we do the bottom, that's something we're going to decide when we get there. But yeah, so Vegas is a really interesting city because it's the place where, like, luck basically means that just over half of people will leave with a win. Well, yeah, no, sorry, just over half people will leave with a loss. Just over half people will leave with a win, in theory. But then, you know, if you keep re-entering, basically, by once you've won or lost, you then take that same money and you re-bet it. That's how people end up with gambling addictions, by the way. So, pro tip, don't gamble if you have any amount of addiction in your personality, or you like the idea of free money, I guess, or really hate the idea of losing any amount of money. You know, it's a form of entertainment that is all based around money. So you got to be like mildly addicted to money while also being willing to lose it to get in there, which is a really specific group of people. But my point with all of that was just to say that, like, there is this weird city made in the desert where a bunch of people get together to make money from you by convincing you can make money. And then they just display it in the most absurd, obscene ways. Like, every casino is on a challenge to be like, how rich can we prove we are? You know, it's like that friend that just always brags about everything he does. You're like, you can't brag about being the best at going to the doctor's, man. And he's like, yeah, I go there, and like, the doctor just knows me, he knows my family, so he gives us a discount. And it's like, we live in the UK, mate, it's all free here, but like, you know, for the special services it is. Like, you have that guy who's like always bragging about everything, and I feel like Vegas is the physical embodiment of that. It's kind of crazy. Also, accept my Discord friend request, a friend says. So I don't accept the Discord request just because dealing with, like, you know, they make a little bubble when it pops up and someone messages me. And I'm just so bad at dealing with any social media that wants an interaction from me. Like, I like Twitter because I can tweet when I want to tweet and read when I want to read. But Discord's like, hey, you got these messages, and it just tugs away at your strings. It's like, you know, it's almost like emotional manipulation in a weird way. I don't know, I find it kind of fun, weird. So free health in Canada, let's go. Yeah, no, that's kind of cool. One of the things I wondered, actually, so I have health insurance all the time anyway, but is health in Canada free if you're a tourist or like on vacation? Or is it free if you're an immigrant of some form? Because in the UK, there's a complex set of rules for immigrants, but like it's free at the point of use, and like you only pay after the fact. Unlike, you know, certain countries where they check your thing before you get in. I've I've been wildly curious this whole time with how any of that works. Also, capitalism is evil. Good to see we got the constructive thinking going on today. Oh, hey, Cat, you missed a spot. Great to see you back on the live stream. Yeah, oh, did I actually miss a spot? Or is that sarcasm? I honestly don't know. Like, I'm sure we're going to have to go around and check for all the missing spots, because there's a lot that's going to happen while I'm trying to be fast. But, yeah, no, it's good to see you again, Chris Raid. He's one of the long-term, you know, like, viewer supporters. I always thought it's cool. Like, I'm glad of all the people who, like, show up to a live stream, you know, once. If this is your first live stream, hey, I'm placing lots of glass. Hope that's your thing, because if not, you're in for a lot of it. But I always think it's cool the people who are, like, here to see it every time, because it's kind of scary when that does happen. It's free to be healthy in most places. That is, in fact, true. It is free to be healthy in most places. This is scary to jump from here to there, but I think I kind of want to do it. Also, big thank you, Cora Diablo, for the Canadian 279. See, talk about Canada, get the Canada thing. Again, you decide to do this again, says Bjorn. It's more that I'm actually deciding to cover the sides now. It's a big project, it needs a lot of doing. It needs a lot of doing. So, why is kidnapping associated with white vans, says Ace Epic. I feel like you can only fit, you know, people inside the van. Like, if you have a car, people can see the person struggling if you're stopped at a red light. If you've got a van, they can only hear them, and everyone's got their cars turned on, so you probably can't hear them. So, that's my little pro tip. If you want to kidnap someone, use a van with no windows. And as it so turns out, those vans with no windows are used by, like, tradesmen, because that's where they keep their tools or whatever. Which is why you're probably more likely to get robbed in a white van than anything else, right? Like, that has to be a true fact. I'm making it up on the spot, but I'm sure it's got some basis in reality. But why a white van? I feel like white is the least dodgy looking van, and therefore it's the most dodgy looking van. It's kind of like I don't know. There's you know how like red is the most common car color. I think like Ferrari car at least. Oh no, wait, no, I guess it'd be like black or something. You know, my point here is like the least common of something for the purposes of not crime is also the most common for the purpose of crime, because it's how you look not suspicious. I don't know. I think that makes some sense. If it doesn't, then be sure to let me know. But yeah, if you're in Canada, thank you for teaching us how to kidnap someone. So here's the scoop, right? If you want to kidnap someone, you don't kidnap them from their house. You also make sure you don't know who they are. Because when someone gets kidnapped, they contact everyone who knows them. And if you're suspiciously not responding, whole problem. I'm at a family vacation and I'm sick, says Cora Diablo. That sounds like a bad thing, not a good thing. But you got some happy emojis in there, so, or at least one happy emoji. So that's pretty cool. I guess you're having a good time with that family vacation. But no, more seriously, thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate it. Love to see the Canadian support. Again, I'm going to Canada soon, and I'm always excited about Canada. I'm just like in love with Canada and also Canadians slightly. It's a big problem I have. It's a big problem I have. So I was being serious, and just as you read it, you went back and got the exact spot I was talking about. Hey, look at me, accidentally being perfect. Oh, not perfect, but accidentally fixing a mistake I made in the past. But yeah, hopefully, as you're watching this, you can see how, like, yeah, there's a lot of glass to place, and it's really tricky to cover every spot and every angle. But yeah, if we just do a few runs to check it, then it should be easy. Because it's like on the top, so I've got a lot of glass here left. It's like on the, oh, okay, that's a mistake. Can we jump down? We can, oh no, the glass is gone! But, it's like, okay, so let's just keep on placing. It's like, nope, I forgot what it's like. Lost my train of thought. I sometimes try my very best to, like, retrain it. You might be able to spot this in videos. I think it's, if my sentences start to, like, trail off and I say the same thing again, that's usually because I had something I wanted to say, and then I got too far ahead of myself and I kind of lost it. What is your opinion on the record light egg, says Fatal TV? Is that the Instagram thing? Honestly, when I use Instagram, I don't like posts. This makes me a monster, I know. Like, I like things on Twitter. I like videos on YouTube. I don't like things on Instagram. And to me, it seems like the way I've seen everyone like things is they just double tap. So, I don't know. To me, that doesn't signify anything. It's like, the most viewed video on YouTube is, I don't know, the video of the cars where they go like that. I forget what it's called. See You Again, maybe? Actually, no, I think it's something else now. Despacito. I'm not even sure. My point is going to be here that I think it's cool whenever people have this movement But then I'm always suspicious, like, but why did they do that? You know, is there a good reason? Is it like a ploy? Because, you know, being in the social media game long enough makes you realize that, like, okay, everyone usually has some money motive. If they don't tell you what it is, then there's still usually one. You just don't know it. Join my MC Realm Senpai. Ooh, there's a big TC statue. So yeah, I'm actually considering doing another joining the realm thing. Because I said I did my last one for a while in the colonizing video. I might do one more as like, hey, here's a thing. Just like, that could be fun. So follow me on Twitter, which I'm hoping you already do. And you can see it there. So, yeah, but if you're curious, like, when it comes to social media, like, there's always some profit to be made and that people are trying to make. And if people don't tell you about it, or if it's not mentioned somewhere, then I'm always like cautious of that. Like when it comes social media, like, you know, in real life, I'm cautious of being taken advantage of, right? Like, I don't like the idea of someone benefiting from my loss or even just my mild inconvenience. That's why when people try to sell me things, I get like irrationally mad. Like, you know, you wasted my time because you wanted to, you know, like, hopefully convince me to do something that wasn't in my interest. It was in yours instead. So what drives me, oh, is that right? That is right. What drives me, like, kind of wild is, like, when there's social media posts that are clearly fake, that, like, you know, like, this thing is that, and it's clearly lost. But they're there because, you know, they want to get some number of shares or some number of that. So I'm sure the egg is fine, but, like, that's why I'm immediately suspicious. I'm not just a paranoid strange old man. I mean, that's, like, half the issue. But it's mostly still the other things. So, Kat, what do you think about promoting gambling to kids? So here's the thing. Actual like, never promote gambling as a thing you should do. That's why I'm saying, that ties into my previous point. After we go through the super chats, if I remember to, that is. Because it ties into what I was just saying right now about advertising things. So, first of all, thank you very much, FDOS. Today is my birthday, and I'm donating you all my birthday money. Hope you enjoy. So, happy birthday. Thank you very much. I hope that isn't all your birthday money. If it is, then I implore you not to donate all your birthday money to streamers. Again, I would like it if you want to support, but never support at the limit where it's, you know, making you sad, bad, etc. So, hope that's a joke. Message was eaten by a toy cat, says Cora Diablo. Damn straight, I eat all the messages. Again, I have a eating problem, is how I like to put it. A lot of people, when they hear me describe that, they're surprised, and I'm like, not as, you know, like, I'm just like mildly chubby, but that's because, like, you have to, like, not eat for a long time. Well, not eat, just to clarify, that's also horrific. Don't do that to your body. But, yeah, whenever I go to America, it's just like, man, so much good food. And to give you some examples of, like, oh yeah, so what'd you do? Again, besides that, like, crazy high-end, oh god, or you could eat steak, which was quite the delight by itself. Okay, we've got to finish this now. Oh, it's just so hard to properly do this. So, can I jump? I can jump. There's a good chance I'm going to die in the next few seconds. I'm just so cautious of making jumps like this all the time. We need to jump down here. We need to place blocks there. Place blocks there. And there we go. Now we can stack it up. And also start working on these sides. It's just so hard to properly cover the end in these blocks. But we got to do our best. We've got to do our best. So, I'd give you money, but I'm too broke. Sorry, says you, me, and KTB. Hey, I like the name. I thought it was actually 3 people, but I guess you can't be you and me. And I guess you are just KTB. And someone worked that rhyme out once, and now it's like, you're in joke. Like, hey, it's you, me, and KTB. And you're like, I'm tired of the joke, but now it's my identity. But yeah, so to go back to the previous thing, so you know there's a big controversy right now with certain YouTubers promoting gambling to their fans. That's because they make it look glamorous and don't even describe the chance of risk. No gambling ad will ever tell you on a non-legal level that there's a risk. But anytime I promote anything, I like to say, I like to be very clear about the upsides and downsides of everything and everything. Like, you know, I like playing Minecraft, but don't do it to the point where you don't need to eat unless that's what you want. You know, I like super chatting, but you know, I like it when people decide to support. But don't give me all of your birthday money or whatever. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like because maybe I'm weird about this, but I actually do care about the well-being of the people who watch me, because I think that you're people probably. By the way, big thank you for the $6.02 super chat from FDOS. I'm sorry, I was just curious how you respond. Not my birthday. Take this 602 as a sorry gift. Again, I feel like a mild bit of potential guilt, because even though I don't market the channel at like any super young fans, that inevitably some people might hear about me through someone who has, or maybe just like, oh yeah, it's Minecraft. Some number of young people play Minecraft. They might stumble across a Minecraft video. Maybe this is their thing. I don't think that's the case, but maybe that happens. So I feel a bit of guilt, like, oh man, I hope it's not true. So yeah, I'm glad it isn't. And if it is ever true, if you're young and watching this, you're like, I'm about to get some birthday money, I'll give it to Toy Cat. It's all good. It's all good. I want money that you can afford to give, or that is yours to give. I don't want to take all your money, which again makes me unique on the internet apparently. Yes, Five Guys is the best, damn straight. But no, yeah, no, people often forget. People see the people watching them as numbers, and that's because a lot of people who do watch you are basically just numbers. Like some number of people who watch this stream are never going to shop again. Why don't I try and milk them for all their worth? But I care more about hopefully having a long-term relationship with some of you than a parasitic relationship with all of you. I think that makes sense. I think I said that correctly. So, yeah, will there be a realm for public members as a public destruction? If you make any realm public, then it immediately gets hacked and destroyed. That's the only problem here. It'd be cool to set up a realm for members, but then there's not enough spaces for everyone to join. Again, I've gone through the options on this one, but it doesn't quite work. Can you bad please make my money worth? Can you bad please make my money worth? I'm going to go back to the other super chat, by the way. I know I missed the one about the under the end. Don't worry, I got you. To answer that one, because underneath the end is a big question that I do want to get to. But there's another super chat that's going to interrupt me if I start now. So I'll get you, don't worry. It's not that I hate you or don't want to answer your super chat. It's that I didn't get it. Or that I missed it. So, you are lucky my English lecture ended early. I missed the streams, but I enjoyed your American adventure on the Twitter world. It was funny. Yeah, that's what I like about Twitter. It's just here's what's going on with what's, here's what's going on with, Toy Cat in America. A lot of people were shocked by seeing me look at American portion sizes. Everyone from America was like, "Is that not normal?" And everyone from Europe was like, "Is that normal?" It was this really fun thing with. So that's something I think I'll do next time I go to America too, because it's shocking. Dab back to 2017. Also, I just gambled away my life savings. There's $2 all I have left. Says FDOS. I think you could probably have a lot of fun going to streamers and seeing their reactions to really horrific messages like that. Can't afford to feed the kids, but you know what's more important? Watching the, insert streamer hit name here, streams. Hashtag DabGang for life, or whatever this guy says. But yeah, so that's always been, to me, I've always felt that that's not a thing that's good. But to go back to my previous thing, because I'd like to, that would be ideal. So underneath the end, I really want to talk about it. So underneath the end is something I want to start work on only after I've done the sides. So the sides I have to do, the top I have to do. Underneath, I'm going to do a little bit off, but probably not all off. I haven't quite decided fully yet. But I'm going to be able to do it by placing glass things, and then it's a whole process. I can show you in a little bit if you want. Also, thank you so much, Katie Donahoe, for the $5 super chat. Thanks for the entertainment. You've got me through some really tough times with depression, and I want to say thanks, Senpai Lamau. See, I'm always cautious after the Lamau, whether, is therefore the depression and the Senpai jokes, and therefore maybe the whole thing's a joke. But no, I'm going to assume it's genuine. I'm glad Kate Donahoe. Donahoe? I guess Donahoe. Donahoe? Are you a hoe for Dona? Because Dona is a really solid type of meat. But no, I'm glad the streams helped in some way. I really do think that when it comes to just normal style content, there's not enough on the internet. Everyone wants to be the most outrageous version of themselves. But when you are in a funk, like I said, I had the worst panic attack once, and YouTube helped me with that when I was super young. I'm talking 11, 12, something like that. Yeah, it would have been 10-ish years ago now. So maybe 12 years ago. Jesus, YouTube's been around a long time, as it turns out. Hi, my name is Hugh Jass. Q Jazz. You have to have the 5-second pause or it's Q Jazz. But thank you for the super chat. Also, Toycat is yes. Toycat. Yes is Toycat. I mean, Toycat is yes. And I guess logically speaking, yes must also be Toycat. But it does seem weird when you say it like that. It does seem weird. Next video covering my entire world of glass says Ulab. If you don't know, one of my good YouTube friends that inspired me to start doing a few weird projects, Sword King, he actually did cover his whole 360 world in glass. I think it's called like Project Dome. It was a pretty huge thing. I saw it and I was like, there's no way you did that. It's like, yep. I think it would have been like, what, 1 million blocks of... No, it'd been, I guess... Yeah, a little bit less than 250,000 blocks of sand. Smelted. And the scale of the effort is absurd. But I thought it was cool. And that's why I was inspired to be like, you know, I want to do some, you know, cool projects. Maybe not the same level, because that's absurd. But it was a reminder that, like, it is cool to see sometimes. You just gotta, like, sell it in the right way, maybe. Last donation, love your content, been watching for years, glad to support you, keep up the good work, please be my mother. Exo says FDOS. You know, my official response to that is I will be your mother. We'll legally get the documents signed over, I'll adopt you. And looking forward to seeing you, son. I can give you motherly advice, like, make sure to, I don't know, don't do, you know, actually, what do mothers give advice? I guess mothers are more there for emotional support. Maybe mothers do get advice. I mean, I'm sure my mother's given me advice that I just can't think of on the spot. I don't know, like, don't kill yourself, lol. You know, that there you go. That's my first piece of advice to you as your mother. Don't kill yourself, comma, lol. Drink your fluids. Yeah, drink your fluids. Stay in school, kids, and don't set fire to your hands. That's bad. Oh, I think I told that story already. But yeah, don't set fire to your hands is a very important life lesson. I've learned that one. It's very fun to do though. So don't do it, but it's fun if you do it. So drink you have to make it sound bad. No, you just gotta... I guess actually, you know, there's only really one fluid that isn't dodgy to drink, right? No, actually, there's a lot. There's Mountain Dew Ice too. Side note: if you have this anywhere near you, this is the exact same as the European version of 7-Up. Like maybe a little bit better, but it's got like a mixture of, as far as I can tell, like a little bit of smartme, a little bit of sugar. Slightly less bad than every other American drink. Don't kill yourself. Great advice right there. Exactly. Wait, you gotta like phrase it better. Like, I'll be real mad if you do it, son. I don't know why I'm a southern mum now. That's just me. Can I set fire to my feet, toy mum? Well, I mean, I did only say don't set fire to your hands, and I do agree with questioning authority. So, you know, I think that's the only fair way to do that one. As a cook, I can tell you burning your hands is bad, says Rue or Rao. You know, I might have asked this before, and you might have told me before, but Raux? Can you tell me how to pronounce your name? Every time it comes up, I'm like, it's definitely Rue. No, it's Rao. Rue. Roush? I feel like it might be Roush. I feel like, even though it's an X, in America, all the rules go away. You know? Like, that X sound could be pronounced Q. Like Rauk. Yeah, of course it's Rauk. Would you ever beat Minecraft all the way on stream from the beginning? So I've actually done that before, to answer your curiosity. Oh, and it's Rue. There we go. Now I know. Like the second half of my name, and Rue. Oh wait, that's like a great joke. You need to meet someone called Andrew, and then you need to be there with them, and it's like, who's coming? Me, Andrew. Like, that right there, that joke is worth changing your life course for, I would say. Yeah, Chris Kennedy, to answer your question, I've done that before, and I intend to do one of my live, like, so a lot of people, you know, question, like, oh, was that really possible? One of the most absurd stream challenges, beating Minecraft out hunger, I can't do it. I've tried so many times. I think I'd like to attempt it on stream a bunch of times, because it takes a lot of attempts, and if I'm going to attempt it a bunch, I'd like people to see the failures so they know how impressive the success is. Maybe that's me being stubborn to myself. Hi Toycat, are you planning a trips to Finny theme parks this year? If you ever want to help Alton Towers, if you ever want Alton Tower tickets, hit me up on Twitter. I'll sort you out, man. Oh, do you really get free ticket? I remember this was a thing, like, so Silico's from like the Mob Crush days. It's been so long
I have
man.
to go. My brother was snowboarding and tried to turn and hit a tree. He's going to the hospital by heart.
Oh, that sucks to hear. Thank you very much for showing up, Cora Diablos, the stream. As always, it's super appreciated. Thank you for the Canadian super chat. Again, I'm going to Canada. We'll use those Canadian dollars. You'll see some bizarre things purchased with them, and you're gonna question my life decisions. But thank you very much, and also thank you for FDOS to all watching. Subscribe to PewDiePie. I mean that's a message I feel like is widely endorsed on YouTube. I feel like you definitely feel like you should be doing that. But yeah, no, the Alton Towers thing is like one of those like the problem with Alton Towers is if I want to go, I feel like I always okay. So last one for now. Love the stream so far. When we consider doing a realm instrument, realm video again. Realm is full of toy cat references. Hashtag non-ad. I'll actually check out the realm after this. See what's going on there. Maybe add it to the end of the last video. But yeah, I have a whole server video planned. I just have to wait for my old one to go out. Because I record them, and then the editor edits them, but it takes, like, over a week to do. But I have a really fun one planned for next time, but I don't want to spoil it. But it's North Korea. Spoiled it. Checkmate. So yeah, the problem with Alton Towers is the last time I went, I bought myself, like, a mini fast pass. Like, it was, like, 3 or 4 fast passes. And after doing that, I just, like, I get destroyed by standing in regular lines. Because there isn't a single rider line. So if you can get me a ticket that, like, I can turn into a fast pass, or maybe if you have the magic to get me a fast pass ticket, because I mean, like, as long as there is a way for me to upgrade it, like, I'm down with that. Because again, I literally something about Alton Towers in particular, it was like an hour wait for some of them, and like in my head, 40 minutes is the longest time worth waiting for anything. Nothing is worth waiting more than 40 minutes for. Prove me wrong. Right now, prove me wrong, and I'll shoot down all your replies. Because nothing's worth waiting 40 minutes for. If there's a Middle East and the Midwest, what's in the middle? I've always thought Midwest is the most absurd way to describe the middle northern states, really. Pizza says Nug635. I think you'll find that you can get pizza in less than 40 minutes. Why wait 40 minutes when you can wait 10? If you have one within 20 minutes, you can pick it up. If it's not within 20 minutes, run fast enough or drive and you can pick it up. No reason to wait more than 40 minutes for pizza. Marriage says Canine Mations. You know, honestly, speed dating is the future, right? Like, I don't know why people regular date. Checkmate. Just go to speed dating and everyone has to get married to someone there. And you'll find a good partner that you probably like. Or that you'll hate forever and resent for doing this stupid thing with. Chinese, again, same thing as pizza. Refer you back to there. Worth waiting 40 minutes, get an extra year of your life. I don't know about that. I can get you a 25% discount at Fast Track too. Hey, now that right there. That right there. That is like making me look into how to get to Alton Towers. Because I only go places by public transport, because I obviously don't drive. And in the UK, that's not as big a deal, as apparently I've learned it is in America. So yeah, I'm going to look into how to get to Staffordshire. Like the problem with Alton Towers is it's like in the middle of nowhere, at least on a train level, on a population level. But I'm totally gonna hit that up then. I'll send you a DM if I've worked it out. Could take the girlfriend that could just go by myself, honestly. I think a day at a theme park would be a weird day, but it might be a good one. I have a friend who went to Alton Towers for work once. Didn't get to go on any of the rides. He just stayed at the hotel because he was staying nearby and it was the cheapest one. And I still think that's the saddest thing. To wait for 40 minutes parts, checkmate, says Drew. I mean, that's a pretty nihilistic reason to wait 40 minutes. That's like, you know, I hate life. Rather than killing myself the fast way, I'm going to do it the slow way. Which also is going to be another quick recommendation. Don't die. You've got Toy Mama is here to tell you. Don't kill yourself. It's not good for you. In fact, 9 out of 9 doctors will agree that killing yourself is bad for your health. Make sure you don't do it. Something about Stoke-on-Trent, and then getting a taxi from there. Yeah, I guess if you split that between 2 people, maybe more, that'd probably be good. That probably is the best way. Because there's direct trains from London, and also, I think, one of the other ones. Hey, thank you, great man, for the £1 super chat. Toycat, it's your dad. Okay, I'm going to look at the screen so I can see this. Toycat, it's your dad here, just reminding you to brush your teeth and don't eat candles. To be fair, you shouldn't eat candles. They do look really tasty sometimes. I literally have a Starburst candle. Don't eat it. Doesn't taste like Starburst. I'm sorry, says Fatal TV for the 199 super chat. It's alright, Fatal TV. Oh, you're the guy who asked for Red Dead Redemption 2 advice. I do believe. So, to give you that advice some more. No, I think I already gave it. Like, be unique, but also be findable. And that's different for every game. Like, I can't tell you what people are looking for in Red Dead Redemption 2, but try and be that, but also interesting. Which is hard. That's why some people fail. They just assume one of those two things is true. Like, if I just clickbait, I'll be big. Or if I just this, I'll be big. But it's a lot of things combined. Life is complex, as it turns out. Who would have assumed? Okay, there we go. We got this. So I'm going to place the bread in the food chest, because, I mean, don't need it here, that's for sure. And, yeah, let's do it. Eating it lit candle. Oh, yeah, if you ate a candle, that would be pretty lit. Wait, if you ate a candle that was on, that would be lit. That's how the joke would have worked. That's the best way to do it. I was once told that candles in a cake were edible. That was far from true. I feel pretty sorry for you there. But on the other hand, that is pretty funny. So, I guess less sorry. My computer crashed. I invited you to the realm. Let me know on Discord if you're coming on, if that's possible off the stream. Oh, you meant your realm was filled with references, not the public realm. But also, again, I'll let you know when I'm doing the video, because I like to check out a lot of people's realms for a video, rather than just one. So I'll do something fun with it, like, people let me join their worlds, and you'll never guess what happened next. Oh, there we go, nailed it again. So yeah, it's possible to do this, by the way. It's just really excessively dangerous with not much reward. But that describes a lot of what I do in my life, so it's all good. It's all fine. How do you use realms when you have the 1.14 beta? You can't use it in the beta. I don't know. The reason behind that is because everyone has to be on the same version, and they haven't worked out a way to synchronize it. I think Aubrey once told me that they wanted to get betas working with realms, but they hadn't yet. That was back in the better together days. So it's been a long time since then. So it's probably not the highest priority, if we're being honest. But it is a thing that is planned. Question mark, question mark. OMG, are you going to do even the blank spots? Says Ash K. Oh yeah, all the spots that I haven't done yet, I do intend to get around to. It's just not yet, as you might imagine. Okay, let's do this now. Toy Cat, are you excited for Borderlands 3? No. Weren't expecting that response, were you? No, when it comes to games I'm hyped for, I like to wait until a game is just about to release to get hyped. There's a few exceptions, like I'm sure Far Cry 6, no, even Far Cry 6, I'll wait till it's about to come out. Like, when it comes to hype, a lot of things don't deliver on the hype. So, I only wait till I see, like, confirmed stuff. That's why I like when Minecraft updates are playable. It's there in the game, you know it's actually coming. Whereas a lot of hype just dissipates into nothing. Like, think about the Super Duper, for instance, and a billion other examples. But yeah, so when it comes to hype, I'm not a fan of just hype by itself. This is quite tricky to do. Hey there, Enderman. Hope it's going well. Will you resummon the End Dragon when you feel done with the glass? I'll give it a try, but I don't think it would be good for the glass or for the Ender Dragon. So it'd be interesting to see though, that's for sure. So I'll do it. It'll happen. It'll just take some time. Where are the mods? Says Vic Gaming. Leanne is here, I believe, or Leanna. See, nailed it. She's still here, and perpetually offended at my horrific Dutch name pronunciation. I think she's here anyway. Yeah, she's there. And we got a few. I think there's usually a couple of other mods that are silent. Like Kikat shows up sometimes, but she's works in the chat. She's pretty good with that. She's you know, like the point here is that you don't always see the mods talking, because that's a thing. I'm your biggest fan and supporter, says Cappy Council. How big are you? Because I have a fan who is like 600 pounds and they're like this wide. So if you're not that wide, then you might not be my biggest fan. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm here too, says Froggy Fella. Hey, yeah, see, Froggy Fella's here too. But like, not all the mods are always talking, because like, I mean, always talking on a live stream. It's cool to do. It's useful. But like, as a moderator, they have other duties as well, and sometimes they do one rather than the other. It's whole thing with mods. Could talk about it all day. My friend Gary Tartus is a huge fan. Can you wish me a happy birthday? Okay, I'm gonna work out if Gary Tartus is a fake name. Gary Tartus. Gary Tartus. Is that like a... You're not... Thank you. Happy birthday, Gary Tartus. I'm cautious of you now, FDOS, but I'm assuming that's real. Hope you have a very happy birthday. Not that it really is your birthday. Although it might be. If it is, have a happy birthday. If it's not, then you're not. You're going to die when you're about 33. So look forward to that, Gary. So I can't create no sarcasm. I know, I try my very best. I'm a large fan. I'm 48 pounds. Whoa. That's almost as much as I have in my bank account. This is entertaining, to be honest. I'm waiting for you to fall into the void and have another NF incident. Also, hype. Cough supreme. Cough. So, first of all... Oh, no, it's going to do text-to-speech. I love text-to-speech.
This is entertaining, to be honest. I'm waiting for you to fall into the void and have another nether incident. Also, hype. Cough supreme cough.
So text-to-speech, if you don't know, activates at $10 or any regional equivalent. So, you know, £10. I think it might be £8, 82 or something. But it activates at $10. And I love text-to-speech. Not only just because, I mean, like, it's just so bad at doing some things. But also, it's like, hey, that's the message I wanted to read out. But no, so to answer your super chat, the thing about falling off the edge, I think it's less likely because I have the Elytra on at all times. As long as I don't take it off, I should be able to save myself. And to prove that that's possible, actually I don't want to. There's just so often it doesn't work for me, so I'm not going to try. But yeah, going over the edge, it's scary, but it's survivable. So hopefully I don't go over the edge, or I survive it if I do. That's the thing. Are you hoping the Red Dragon becomes a part of Minecraft Toy Cat? I've kind of given up with that expectation. I don't think it will become a part. I'd like to see it be a part. I just don't think it will. Maybe that's me being cynical. Or maybe that's me being a realist. You enabled text-to-speech because of Fortnite, right? Oh, was that the game that I actually turned it on for? But yeah, like, when you're playing Fortnite, like, or when you're playing any Battle Royale, it's a 1v1. You can't be reading the chat. Like with Minecraft, I can read it and do most of my basic functions, because I could probably play Minecraft with my eyes closed about 80% of the time. That's why it's such a great game for doing podcast and chill. Like, so, here's the deal with capitalism, guys. It's basically this giant system where everyone, you know, like, you can do podcast and chill with Toy Cat are much better than any other games. And text-to-speech is useful for all the other games where it's not that easy. Oh, here's a weird one. I'm playing next Tuesday. So if you don't know, every Tuesday and Thursday, I try to stream. There's going to be some gaps in that while I'm in Japan and when I'm in Canada. There's a lot of things I have planned this year. But I try to stream every Tuesday and Thursday. And Tuesday is usually a different game. So I want to get into some Nintendo games. And I will get into that soon, don't worry. But first, I have a game called Fairy Fencer F next week. So if you want the 100% honesty, they offered to sponsor a stream. And I thought, you know what? It's January and there's basically no money in anything else. So let's give it a whirl. And the reason that I am so fascinated by this is because it's this weirdest anime-looking game. It's a re-release of a 2014 game. So if you want to see Toy Cat playing the weirdest-looking anime game I've ever seen, I think that's what my next stream is going to be. Oh, my Tuesday stream. Because I might stream this weekend as well. Again, I love being back. I really do like streaming. You might not believe or appreciate that, but it is something that I really enjoy. Communism gang here. What's your favorite Disney character? Oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't think I have. Like, I'm sure if I worked it out, I could think of one. But off the top of my head, I can't. So instead, I'll just pick a really sarcastic one. Like, you know, I really love Snow White. I like that she falls asleep. And then, no, that's Sleeping Beauty. I love that she, like, her dream is just to be wealthy. So she can meet a man who loves her superficially. That is my type of, role model for women, am I right? I mean, why can role models for women not be role models for men too? I just want to meet a woman that only loves me for the things that I have. That's that's my... No, I mean, like, for real, I mean, there is a good message in there, like, you know, maybe you should wear those darn high heels, but it's maybe not the best message. But no, actual favorite Disney character, it's too tricky to get to. So we've confirmed why I need to stop super chatting. This is gonna be like your largest monthly expense. You're gonna go for your accountant, because obviously you have an accountant. Everyone has an accountant. At least in movies they do. And you're gonna be like, so I'm noticing we're running out of money, and he's gonna be like, look, we've got, we've got your rent at $600 a month, we've got food at $700 a month, but you're spending $9,000 on Toy Cat Super Chats every single month, and he's gonna say you could stop that, and then it's not gonna be great. Toy Cat, that is completely impossible. Checkmate. Oh, by uncover end, I mean like End Island, I should clarify. Not the all of them. My favourite Disney character is Snow White. I love the part when the crab sings under the sea when she kisses the frog and gets 3 wishes from a genie. One of the things I found curious is there's a scene in Wreck-It Ralph 2 where all the Disney princesses are there. They're in a big room together. I don't know why. It's something to do with the plot. It's not really that relevant. They just wanted to like, they had an opportunity to do it, so they did it. Anyway, my point is, so they had this opportunity to bring up the Disney princesses, and I don't know, like it's when you realize that they're like specifically designed to be attractive or whatever, and it's like, you know what, is that an okay thing? Like, these, like there's got to be some number of, I don't like this thought. I'm gonna cancel this thought before it goes any more dangerous. But all I'm saying is Snow White is. Wait, is it Snow White? No, Snow White isn't the one. It's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. One sec. Which one is Snow White? Yeah, no. Which one am I thinking of? Which one's girl who has a pumpkin for shoes? Ooh. So, if Snow White has the 7 dwarfs, who's Sleeping Beauty? Can you help me? Can you help me on this one? Like, I'm not quite sure. Like, if Snow White has 7 dwarfs, then which one is Sleeping Beauty? I thought I knew all the Disney princesses, right? I am deeply embarrassed by my lack of knowledge on the Disney princesses, which you expect, like, oh yeah, it's Toy Cat, he makes Minecraft videos, and obviously knows about all the sleeping. Aurora is Sleeping Beauty. That sounds like a lie. I'm not sure if I. Oh no, it actually is Aurora. So wait, one sec. What's the plot of that movie? Because I thought, okay, Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty is a Maleficent curses Princess Aurora to die on her 16th birthday. So Sleeping Beauty doesn't have 7 dwarfs. Ah, okay. Oh, she has all the hair. She has the hair. Ah, there we go. Nailed it. Toy Cat is Sleeping Beauty. I slept for 12 hours last night. I'm just saying. I look pretty beautiful as I did so. Aurora is Sleeping Beauty. She's the one who wants to get... okay, we got this now. We worked it out, chat. Thank you. We have solved the big crisis of our time. That was such a... my bad. That's Rapunzel. No, she doesn't have the hair? Like... What? I'm not actually being sarcastic here. I genuinely don't know what is the plot of Sleeping Beauty then? She pricks her finger and then she eats an apple, but no, that's Snow White apparently. Okay, I'm just gonna have to look up the plot of this movie. Okay, so Sleeping Beauty is a 1959 film by Disney, and okay, so the Princess Aurora proclaims a holiday to play. Okay, so there's 3 fairies at the wedding. No, at the christening, and then she, before the sun sets on her. Oh wait, there we go. An evil witch curses her so that before her 16th birthday she'll die. So then, she's grown into a beautiful young woman again. Weird emphasis on beautiful, but that's fine. I think people should be beautiful. I like beautiful women. And then on the day of 16th birthday, she gets some berries, but then does she die or not is my point. Whatever, she gets awoken by a kiss from a prince, because that's how magic works. Now you know. That's the story. I've never watched Sleeping Beauty. I thought I had, because Snow White falls asleep at one point, right? And so does Rapunzel. She sleeps in that tower. But apparently it's a different Disney princess. But I honestly thought Aurora was the under the sea one. Like, what's the name of the undersea princess then? Anyway, we're gonna move on from this. I make one sarcastic comment and we've gone all the way down the rabbit hole. Do you like beautiful men? One of the ways I think I'm broken, like, a lot of people assume I'm saying this as like, oh, you're trying not to be homo. Like, whatever, that's not my concern. I'm not concerned the slightest. But I generally can't tell what makes a man beautiful or not, besides, like, muscles and money sometimes. You know, like, I can't look at a face and say if it's attractive or not on a guy. Like, with a girl, it's easy. It's like, okay, so you look for, like, you know, like, the eyes, the wider the eyes are, you know, the better it generally is, and that's why, you know, mascara and eyeliner are used. You can look at the lips. The more plump and red they are, it's something to do with attractiveness and the what. You know, like, it's easy to look at it's easy for my face to do that, and, sorry, my brain to do that. But with a guy's face, I literally can't. It's like, so, like, is this beautiful? Like, Chris Hemsworth, the Australian one that is apparently Seaman. Like, everyone's like, man, he's such a cute boy. And it's like, I don't see what's different about his face or whatever. What about the plump red lips of the man, says unironic irony? I don't know if that's unironic irony. That sucks, my eyes are tiny. The trick, that's why, okay, this is a true fact. It sounds unbelievable, but a lot of, no, this sounds racist, I've got to be careful. But a lot of Asian women, perhaps wrongly, they widen their eyes. It's a thing they do, as far, again, it's a thing that happens, whether you think it's right or wrong is up to you to decide. But yeah, no, eyes are great. You should get some eyes, or if you can't, I don't know, just keep them wide open. I know, I'm sure I'm sure that's only like the basics. I'm sure that it's a lot more complex because a lot of beauty standards change from time to time because you also want to show that you're like I don't know what the word would be, but like, you know, you want to look nice and not like a bad person, and that what that looks like is always changing, right? Like, so yeah, my basic pro tips of Toy Cat. Toy Cat's pro tips. Glad to help everyone with the beauty. Now you know, have bigger eyes, have bigger lips, and have redder lips. Or is it big lips or red lips? Because I feel like people get inflated lips. I think it's big lips and red lips. But yeah, well, like, women have makeup, and makeup is there to make you look in a certain way, which is widely considered to be attractive. That's almost like a cheat code you have, right? It takes time, but if you want to look at attractive at any good moment, if you want to see if someone looks attractive, that's an easy way. Like, oh yeah, they have all these things. The, you know, like, the clearer the skin, the this or the that. Like, every single part of the makeup routine, it's not just for fun. It's not like a Halloween makeup thing. It all makes you look more attractive, both to yourself and to others. And with guys, it's not so clear-cut, and I honestly can't ever tell. It's a whole problem. You forgot, but I'm talking about faces here, because, like, with a body, again, it's easy to point those out. Like, anyone can say that, like, oh yeah, if you want an attractive guy body, you just got to have muscles and, I don't know, like, anything else. Like, I'm not even sure. You're missing so much that's bugging me. Yeah, the goal is to go back and properly fix that stuff. Because thinking about all the angles takes a lot of time and effort. But we're going to get it done. It's going to be good. So we're going to go get some more glass, because we're pretty much out. And we're going to do some more. Some people make their lips too big. Again, everyone has a perspective on what too big means on everything. But generally speaking, bigger is better than smaller on a lot of things that I just mentioned. I don't wear makeup. It's just annoying to me. Yeah, no, everyone has their own, like, you know, again, I want to... Disclaimers with Toy Cat. This is going to be my whole thing now. But, also, Dylan, I really need to stop the Throwback Thursday to Stealing with Toy Cat. When did we do Stealing with Toy Cat? Because I feel like I definitely... that sounds like a thing I did, but I'm not quite sure. Pretty much out, like 6 stacks love. I mean, compared to a whole inventory, it's not very much, but I see why you might be confused by calling that pretty much out. But no, my take on the whole thing has always been like, well, that's... I always am very cautious with, like, being like, so, you know, this is the makeup that I think generally looks attractive. But I think in general it's just like, hey, I am supportive of people doing what they generally want to do. And, you know, I guess, like, it's different when you're on, like, you know, on a friend level versus the boyfriend level versus the whatever level when it comes to makeup. But, you know, like, you can have it... Okay, wait. I had an experience where... No, you know, let's not. I was going to be like, you know, so I had a girlfriend who was, like, super into it, and then as soon as we started dating, wasn't, because it's like, well, I mean, why bother anymore? It's a lot of effort. And it's like, well, I mean, a lot of effort to achieve something, in my opinion. Also, thank you very much for the $9.99 super chat, Barry Jumper, with this message why. So because it's $10 for text-to-speech, sadly, you don't get text-to-speech on why. But, yeah, it's to answer the question on why, a very key and big question. Honestly, I have a lot of glass, and I figured this would be a cool use for it. I think this will look cool when it's done. I think it already looks pretty interesting, right? Maybe you disagree with that. But the answer to why is just like, you know, why not? I think more often we should ask ourselves why not rather than why. I think it's a lot more funner question. Leads you to a lot better places. So, Toycat, have you... Oh, wait, he's Toycat. Why would I place anything else? I could watch someone place glass now in a game, says Erica Langner. Now, that right there is the logic I can get behind. Yeah, it's super fun to be back. It's, I have missed this since I last streamed. I don't even know why sometimes. I'm just like, you know, it's just really... Like, it's my opportunity to play survival Minecraft and do, like, some kind of chill talk and, like, talk about the Disney princesses, offend some people by mentioning good smelling perfume also helps with gals. This guy I really like. She's cute and also smells nice. Oh, this is... Okay, this is something I picked up immediately, but I'm not sure if everyone... Okay, you know, tips for women with Toycat that you can hate me for this, and you might, but I think this is a universally agreed thing. For guys and for girls, one of the few things I do know that is attractive about men and women is the scent, right? If you like someone, you'll associate their scent with them, and that's good. And having pretty much any scent combined with pretty much any positive appearance will enhance it. If you are a guy or a girl and you're off the age where you would like people to like you, or even if you, yeah, if you would like people to like you and that you're at an age where that's a cool thing to do.
Great, love it.
Hey, thank you so much for the $14.99 super chat, Barry Jumper. But no, yeah, it's just like I have a lot of glass. I wanted to do something that looked cool. That's why I did it. Thank you so much for the $15. Really appreciate it, man. But yeah, having like a scent attached to you is such a good way to like just improve anything. Like you know, I have a deodorant / cologne combination that I try my best to emulate wherever I am. And my pro tip is if you don't have a perfume or a whatever else, just get one. And they're crazy expensive. You don't have to get an expensive one. People say, I still want to know if this is true. There's a bunch of expensive perfumes and colognes that are meant to just be better, but they're all meant to just be scents. Like for guys, there's literally it's £260 or something. It's called Aventus Creed, I want to say. Aventus Creed, yeah, it's something like that. But there's expensive, like, well-known good ones. But like, you spend like £5 on a bottle of smell, and that is like the best. That is like the #1 tip on how to make. I'm trying to get a girl right now. Thanks for the tip, bro. Again, yeah, such a simple one. Just like spray the tiniest bit. Don't go overboard because that can make people hate you on first sight. But like, get yourself a scent, and then that way you can like, you know, when you hug, she'll associate with you. You know, and same in reverse. Like I realized this with the first girl that I ever, you know, like was in a relationship with. Let's call it that way. Where like we hugged at the end of the first date, and I was like, man, you smell good. I didn't say it out loud. Never say that out loud. That is a creepy thing. But I don't know. And then like I've had many girls say it since then, and then I even had a girl like, okay, and here's a cute thing. Maybe this helps some couples out there. Maybe you're in distance, maybe whatever else. But it was like I had a girlfriend once be like, oh yeah, so I can spray my scent on your pillow, and it'll be like I'm there with you. It's like, oh, that is super cute actually. And yeah, it was something I liked, something I appreciated, and maybe now you know about smell too. But yeah, no, smell is one of the things I immediately worked out. Like so many things, I'm like basically emotionally retarded to. Like it's just like I have no idea what this that is. I have no idea why people like that this. But what I do know is, yeah, I smell good. Is that your boy's cologne? Oh, I've been saying cologne a bit like calzone, maybe. You're not, whatever. So, you, God bless you, Toycat. Thank you very much. So, to go back to the whole thing, I had to do the spray thing yesterday for my GF. Hey, see, Legendary Potato, he's in the stream, and he has done the exact same thing. I don't think I'm sharing too much by saying there is some element of distance involved in his thing, and he does the same. And you know why his opinion is trustworthy? because he edits for IBX. You know, that's the equivalent of like, oh yeah, so this is like MVP VIP. And he does the same thing. This isn't me being crazy. This is Mr. Potato Man approved. But no, yeah, it's real. It's useful. It's let me think of another word for this. Yeah, use that one piece of advice, and it's good. Just like pick a scent that matches you in any way. It doesn't actually matter what the scent is. Like a lot of people assume on anything. It's like I don't know. There's something like, oh yeah, like you know how you should dress, and it's like, well, you're gonna end up with pretty much the same exact thing in the end. But it's all about like what it does for you, what it makes you feel like a haircut, for instance. Oh wait, I can't. If I talk about this because I have longer than average hair, someone's gonna bring it up, and it always goes a little bit weird during streams because I like do this when I'm stressed, or not stressed, but just thinking. But like a haircut is something that you should get before a job interview, not because you need to have the freshest cut hair, but because it gives you that confidence boost. And you can get a similar thing from smells. And you know, pro tips of Toy Cat. Hope I helped you out. Is Toy Cat as insane as Kanye West? Watch this stream and find out. See, you know, the difference between me and him is I am not smart enough to monetize my insanity on the same level that he is. Imagine being insane and being like, I can make a lot of money from this. And that's how you get Kanye West. How did I just say that? Wrong, apparently. Oh, by the way, Toy Cat, if I stop playing Fortnite, I'll probably stop watching you. I played Fortnite before it was big, and it makes me mad that now it turned into this whole thing. It's like it was a good game. I liked it. I played it. Like a lot of people ask me to start playing Fortnite. It's like already, you know, like you're asking for a different thing. It'd be like, you know, to go back to this old example, just because like we're on apparently relationship talk with Toy Cat, but it'd be like if someone asked like, hey, you should get with this girl, and you're like, well, we dated a long time ago. It's kind of awkward because, you know, like she's my ex-girlfriend now. And now she just goes trolling for 11-year-old boys, and that's not really my thing, because I guess I ruined the example there, but you get the point of like, that is some modern American politics. Hey, lit Cole. It's okay, you missed the spot there. But yeah, no, that's oh god, we're trapped in a really weird place here. But yeah, I just wanted to say, basic tips of Toy Cat. Maybe that helps you. You didn't see my super chat. Hey, thank you very much, Jacob Ortiz, for the $2 super chat. Big Hero 6 or The Incredibles. I did miss it. My apologies, Jacob Ortiz. But to answer your actual super chat. Also, look how many Endermen there are on the island. Please fly, please fly. Okay, thank God. To answer your question, Jacob Ortiz, I think I liked The Incredibles 1. I hated the release of Incredibles 2 so much. To this day, I refuse to watch it. To this day. Because I'm that angry of how they decided to release that. But, so Big Hero 6 was cute. Had, like, Fallout Boy as... Is it Fallout Boy? I might be getting that confused. But had someone on the end, and I was like, that's an interesting choice for a Disney movie. I thought it was okay. But I think The Incredibles 1 was better. But retroactively, I hate The Incredibles 1, so that's the whole thing. That's a thing. Covering the end in glass must be a real time-consuming activity. I won't lie and tell you it doesn't consume time. You know, here's a fun fact. Did you know everything in the world takes time? Literally everything. Me thinking that thought, me telling you that thought. There's only so much time you have in life, and the fact that I just used some on you, that's kind of cool by itself, I guess, for both of us. And also kind of sad sometimes. Because whenever you spend time being angry, it's like, that's time you could have spent doing literally anything else. Toy Cat, got crush advice, says Tame the Dragon 94. So here's the deal, right? When it comes to crush and crushes, I always recommend the orange flavor. I think the orange flavor of crush is just so much better than any other ones. So yeah, if you have a crush, make sure it's an orange type, because you know, don't be messing with any of those other flavors. I don't know what other flavors crush comes in, and it's actually it's an awful soda. Don't drink it. Like even if you're literally on a desert island. You've got one can of crush, and you need to make it last for the week. What you should do is throw it right into the sea and start drinking salt water and hope it doesn't kill you. That's my advice. Actually, not. If you are ever trapped on a desert island, I don't know how you do it, but I've seen them before. It's easy enough to desalinate water. Like, not enough to live on, but enough to, like, you know, do something with. Because all you need is, like, a condensation catcher that's big. I'm not sure how much you can get from one, but in my head, I read in a science book somewhere that you can make enough for one person without too much effort. So yeah, make a desalinator, throw the crush right in the ocean. Relationship advice for a single guy that plays games for a living, says Riley Wheeler. Ooh, burn right to the heart, right there. No, I currently have a girlfriend. She was on a stream recently, actually. She's my German translator, and also European translator. Who goes on the hollybobs with you, says Kelly Drummond. Is hollybobs a British slang word for holiday? I've never heard that one, Kelly. In this case, it was Nick that was with me. Usually I go by myself, though. So I'm going to Canada by myself. I'm going to Japan. Actually, Jeremy might come to Japan for one of the weeks. And Taiwan, so far, I'm going by myself. Taiwan, if you want to say it wrong. I mean, saying things wrong, it's just as much fun as saying them right? What's the Wi-Fi password? Toycat says Alex Play Gaming. The Wi-Fi password, she's from another country. You wouldn't know her. You wouldn't know her. Is that in response to my girlfriend or in Kelly Drummond? Because Kelly Drummond is from the same country, and my current girlfriend I do know, and she's here a lot. So I'm not even sure. Yeah, no, a lot of people, I want to always clarify, I don't think evil relationships are bad. I think they're fine. I think they're great. I think if that's what you want to do, no one should tell you not to. I think they're unadvisable if you're really young, because you'll waste a lot of time on opportunities you could have had in real life. Because when you're really young, you just need to have failed relationships, right? Like, no one ever wants to admit that this relationship will fail. And if you do, I think you won't learn as much. But it's important to. But I think relationships when you're young are questionable because they have less failure points, There's less opportunities for them to be awful for you to decide, this is over. Oh god. So, yeah, relationships, I'm not personally a fan of them, but they're fine. Do them if you want to do them. But my point was just going to be that I don't... It happens that, a lot of the times, I often, mostly maybe speak to someone through the internet, but it's always like there has to be defined meeting times, once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month. But if you don't have that, then you have yourself a mental relationship, and that could be fine for you. But like doing stuff with someone is cool too. Like developing your social skills for a one-on-one date, to the movies. Movies is a terrible date, by the way. Never take someone to the movies unless you're literally, whatever. Not my point. I meant the crush and girls advice. Oh, okay, there you go. We kind of fixed it. Also, he's basically creating a snow globe like thing around the end. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Brendane085. I like that as a description. It's making a snow globe, but around the end. Also, there is just so much end to cover here. So much end to cover. But we're going to keep on going, because I believe in this project. So, can I have a shout, please, says Ben Carlson. Shout! There you go. I'm just top-notch hilarious. You can tell from my very witty comments I make all the time. I lack the ability to speak in front of female gender. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, speaking to women, and I'm not sure if this is true for women too. I assume it's not. Holiday Alone sounds amazing. The dream, enjoy, says Kelly Drummond. I'm curious. I feel like most people think about it the other way around. I had an Indian taxi driver once who, like, was full on telling me, like, man, that sounds like you're going on... Well, I don't know why the taxi driver was just going deep on me, but it's like, going to Finland by yourself sounds like a terrible day. But no, yeah, I enjoy mostly solo travel. I like to every now and then go with someone. It's interesting to see their perspective. Helps me with a lot of few different things. Also, we've got a lot of blocks we missed here. We've got to slowly go back and cover. But yeah, no, I like travel stuff. Also, I talk about children older. People better than people might... They deleted the comment. Okay, that wasn't a comment that made sense to me. And apparently not to them either. But yeah, so when it comes to that, Phil, when you learn dating advice from a Minecraft YouTuber, I was just mostly given the basics. Because most people never talk about it, and it's useful. If talking about it non-stop is probably unhealthy too. But my pro tip there was just like,